Fight Night Champion tier list part 3. Heavyweights. Let's get to it. Kobe Nichols. I think I'll put Nichols in A. He's fast. He hits pretty hard. He drains your body crazy, which is good in this division because you really don't do damage like that. So if you can win the stamina battle, you pretty much just won the fight. Antonio Chavez. Antonio Chavez is the weakest character in the game stat-wise. I think he has a 75 strength, which is like the lowest possible that you can put it. Easy F. Easy F, especially in this division. Like, if you don't do damage, you're doomed. Mike S tier, debatably double S. Not gonna lie, he basically carries everybody who plays this game that's not using like Frost or Rocky. He's got 100 speed. I think he has a 98 strength, so it's not 100, but it might as well be. Whenever you're throwing punches at him, you have a tendency to just miss. He has the peekaboo. Basically, yeah, Tyson is cracked. Tyson is definitely cracked. He might move around though. Nah, he's not. Chad Dawson. Chad, hear me out. Chad, I played Isaac Frost, and Isaac Frost could not break this man's guard. He's basically like Anthony Mundine and Erzlandi Laura, just like on a whole new level. On a whole new level, because he could actually go 10 rounds and with the same, like, there's no, you don't really break his guard like that. Yeah, Dawson's defense is ridiculous. Honestly, when it came down to like the characters who just kind of block everything, I would definitely put him as the highest tier, especially considering the division he's in. Even though he's 175, he blocks everything. Honestly, being able to just sit and shield is probably better than being oppressive on offense. I put him in A for now. Young George Foreman. Funny enough, I actually don't have these characters anymore. I had played a game with this guy one time. I was online and I went to start the match and he quit. And then when he quit the match, I went back to go start another match, and all the old characters, like the Dr. Pepper characters, all of them were unlocked. So I played the shit out of those characters. But like after like 2 weeks, I think they had locked them again. So, and I couldn't get them back unlocked, which sucks, but idiot what idiot. But from playing against this character and using him, he's not bad. He has a 100 strength, but he doesn't really one-shot you like that. He has good reach, so if you play really safe with him, he can be really effective, and he can win exchanges playing on the outside. But that Foreman punch package is kind of trash, I'm not even gonna lie. The uppercuts are terrible. They're really slow, they're loopy. The hooks are nice though, but those uppercuts, you're basically losing like a whole aspect of the game when you take away the uppercut, because you lose access to the dash and uppercut, which low-key puts in a lot of mileage, especially to people who are trying to back up. So I could put him in B, I could put him in C. I'll put him in B for now. Pretty alright. Eddie Chambers. Do I want to put him in F or D? At least he has speed. At the bare minimum, he's fast. But I think he is the second weakest character in the game with a 77 strength. So you're not winning any exchanges ever. I'll put him in F, but he's over Chavez. Vitaly is going in A, debatably here, but nah. He has the Klitschko punch packages, so he's faster than what his stats would suggest. And he has long reach, so basically he can just chase you around the ring and you can't really back up because he's always in range. You can hit his body though and tire him out if you're using a body puncher, but if you're not using somebody who hits hard, you're not gonna, he's gonna blitz you. He's one of those characters who can just mash and like come out with dubs. So he goes in A. Bernard Hopkins. In this division, Bernard will put up a fight, but he's not gonna put up a fight that he can win. 175, especially when you're fighting, you know, people who are like 220. most people are using like Tyson. You're gonna lose off weight anyway. We're gonna keep him C. Chris Areola D. If you play really safe with him, he's alright. He ain't gonna really win you no matches like that, but you could catch some people off guard. He does some pretty alright damage. He is slow though. I mean, he's basically like Butterbean, but I don't know if he's better. Yeah, I don't know. Him and Butterbean is close. I feel like they're pretty similar characters. We're gonna keep him in D right now. David Hay B. I'll put him here. He doesn't do that much damage, but he has a nice straight. I think him and Pacquiao have the longest straight punches that you can throw, so you can kind of sit outside people's ranges, just like lunge in with the straights and make that a play style. Only thing is, in heavies, you don't really benefit off of it as much because people are just constantly rushing you, especially since everybody's playing Tyson. So you can't really get the most out of having his straight cover a lot of distance because there's never really distance to cover. He is all right though. He's not bad. We're gonna keep him in B. Dwight Cooper. Cooper's nice. I'll put him in C. He can be a sleeper. If you're playing with like regular characters, he's actually not that bad. He's actually pretty competitive. He doesn't do that much damage, and if you hit his stomach, he's gonna gas out. I think his stomach is his weak point. Coop has a 96 speed and a 90 strength, but his heart is a 13. So he's low key. He's pretty solid. The way that the game is balanced in heavyweights, like if you lose a stamina battle, because you really don't do any damage, honestly, especially for the first couple rounds, which is why like Tyson is so broken, because in a division where like nobody really hits you hard, he just hits hard. It's not even like he's really dropping you like that. He's just taking off your whole bar, your whole health bar. So Coop, low key good, but because of how this division works, we're gonna keep him in C. Evander Holyfield. I fought some good Holyfields, I'm not even gonna lie, even though I do think this character is kind of trash. He does have he's somewhere between trash and like not bad. He has a 99 toughness. I don't know why they didn't give him 100. It's kind of robbery, but you know, neither here or there. And I think he has like an 88 speed, but he feels very slow, honestly, especially for like an 88 speed. Even though he has max combinations, he does not feel like a fast character at all. I think he has an 87 strength, but he doesn't hit that hard. He really doesn't hit that hard. Most of his strategies, he's just trying to outlast you and take you into deep rounds and then kind of just throw combinations. So I'll put him in B, behind young Foreman. Afro Andre Bishop. I'm gonna put him in. I know he has the same stats as regular Bishop, but for whatever reason, I think he fights harder. I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna put him up here. If his strength is 87, then Holyfield might be like an 88. But I know Bishop's strength is not high, especially for heavyweights. But he does have 20s in a lot of punches. I think he has 20 straight. I think an 18 jab, and then both of his hooks are 20. And he's got solid uppercuts too. I think they're both 18. Got a 20 block and 19 head movement, so he's durable. I think with the Bishops, he can compete. I wouldn't put him against Frost though. We'll put him here for now. Regular George Foreman. Regular George might be D. He does have a 96 strength, but he has no stamina. So honestly, if you throw too many punches with him early on, you're not even gonna feel the 96. You have to be very patient. Honestly, I find it better to just throw like body straights with him. Limit yourself to maybe 20 punches. 20 punches per round, I would say. And then once like the 5th round hits, when you start hitting people in the head, then you have a higher chance of actually getting knockouts. or like flash knockdowns or one shots with him. But if you try to go for them early on, you're not gonna get them. You're not gonna get them. So literally, just throw straights to the body, power straights to the body until until after like the fourth or fifth round. That's the only way I've been able to actually like drop people with him. But I think his speed is in the 70s somewhere. For whatever reason, the way that Tyson hits you with a 98 and the way that Foreman hits you with a 96 is not the same. Like, they're not even close as far as damage output. Yeah, we'll keep him in D for now. Isaac, this is basically the Isaac Frost tier. He is the best character in the game. Tyson is pretty close. You can beat Frost with Tyson. It's just not in your favor. He's got the reach, he's tall, he can lean back and you can't hit his face. 20s in pretty much every punch. He's got a 100 strength, 98 speed. Literally the only character that will probably will actually like flash you with knockdowns or like one shot you in heavyweights. Like, he's probably the only heavyweight that actually fights like a heavyweight. Yeah, for all it's broken, I don't even know why he's really playable. It's kind of stupid. But once you unlock this character, basically people are just not gonna fight you if you pick him. Jack Dempsey, I think he has an 87 strength too. He's okay. He doesn't really stand out amongst the roster. Kawazahi. He could go in C or D. He's never really threatening anybody on cards. I'll put him. Yeah, I'll put him behind Dempsey. Joe Frazier. He's another one who's kind of weak. I think he also has like an 87 strength. He got the 20 left hook to the head and the 20 left hook to the body, which left hooks to the body are actually kind of good in this division. Honestly, they want you to use head movement and then counter with body shots. That's the only way that I've really been able to like drop people consistently, or at least do a lot of damage or like get stuns with left hooks, at least in heavyweights. But it's a lot better to just be a character who can kind of mash. He can mash, but you'll get tired trying to mash him. It's just, he can sustain it for a while. Yeah, I think B is good. He's better than A. Next, Joe Louis. Joe not as consistent as I would like him to be, honestly. Is he up there with Klitschko? Louis hits like a truck, but he does feel slow. And one of my other videos, I showed off like the hand drops and where people drop their hands when they throw punches, and he has the lowest one in the game. So it can definitely feel like you're getting tagged a lot more than you're supposed to. He does not feel fast. I think his speed is a 96, but if you were to change his punch package to like speed, you would notice that he punches a lot faster. He's a 96 speed and Frost is a 98. But if Frost throws a combo, he's noticeably faster than Joe Louis. Matter of fact, Cooper is also a 96 speed, but a combination with Cooper is faster than if you throw it with Joe Louis. Louis is one of those people where he can obliterate your health bar. You'll get close to mashing people to death, but you're not really able to do it. And then you struggle later on in the rounds because he lost a lot of stamina. It's hard for him to regain stamina. I'll put him in A. Butterbean is, put him in D. I think Butterbean is better than Chambers. He's got a 96 strength, so at least if he hits you, you're gonna feel it. If you play extremely safe, they'll do a little something, but you're never really gonna be like, oh, Butterbean's gonna beat me. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're playing a fast character, you can literally just blitz him. Yeah, a lot of people are doing challenge runs with like Butterbean. I don't know if he's really the worst heavyweight though. 75 power in heavyweights is crazy. Jack Johnson. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when I was just starting to play the game, most of the people that was working me were Jack Johnsons. I think early on, like the worst work I got was from a Jack Johnson. I think he has a 20 jab. Yeah, I think he has a 20 jab and a 20 straight. And because like straight punches are more consistent than the hooks and uppercuts, it's better to have a 20 jab and straight than to have 20 in the hooks. I mean, the hooks are supposed to be the combo tool, but they can be kind of inconsistent. He also has a pretty nice uppercut as well. I think his uppercuts are like the left or the right one is like an 18. Overall, he's pretty good. He's tough, just not tough enough for these guys. I'm putting him here for now. I might make changes at the end. Lennox Lewis is a C. He might be down there with Foreman, I'm not gonna lie. He can play pretty campy. If you're using regular characters, he can be alright, but he's another one who kind of gasses out, especially if you throw combinations. Even when you think you're playing well, he's still gonna lose stamina. I think Lewis, yeah, right here is pretty good. He does have a 20 straight. Sometimes you will drop people, but the amount of damage that he's doing, even though he does have like the max straight, is not, he doesn't do enough damage for the stats that he has. He is tall though, so if you're playing on a ropes, you can lean back and it can be hard to hit you, but you don't want to be on a ropes with him anyway because he's not fast. So if you get put on a ropes, you're gonna get abused. So yeah, we're gonna keep him here for now. Raymond Bishop, not gonna lie, the ones that I fought, he is definitely up here. I think he's 6'6" too. I don't know his stats, but he hits like a truck and he's hella fast, and he's also tall, so basically like a budget Frost. We're gonna keep him here. Floyd Patterson, Patman Patterson, I might have to put him, he's definitely better than Hay, Frazier, Young Foreman. Yeah, I think he's better than him. I'll put him, he's not better than Lewis though. I think he has a 20 straight, and I think he's got a 90 strength. He also has the Tyson punch package, so his overhand right is really fast too, but most people aren't throwing the overhands like that, especially not in combination. Even though if you do know how to combine it, crazy. Decent reach is, I think it's just that he's an inside fighter, so the game wants you to fight certain matchups a certain type of way. And it's like you get your stamina back for being effective by the game standard. So if you're playing well, but you're not being effective based on what the game wants you to do, you're not going to really regen stamina like how you think you should be getting it. I think he can blitz him. Yeah, I think Pat. We'll put Patman right here. Bishop. Regular Bishop without the afro. He don't fight like, it's different. He's different. He's different, bro. He's different. When you need him against, he don't put on like how he needs to. Only thing is, he has speed as a punch package, so he's gonna combine punches much better than Tyson. Well, with Tyson, if you really want to throw combinations, you have to throw with the right stick, because his left hook will slow down like all the combinations, even though you really don't need to do it. Honestly, with Titan, you can just mash. Anything you throw is going to land anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But Bishop can kind of outspeed him sometimes, and he can outmash him, but Bishop is not as strong as him. So even if you do land, you're probably going to give Tyson the exchanges. So I'm gonna put him here. Honestly, he probably should go up here because literally they're the same character, but nah, they're not the same character. Meldrick Johnson, low key, he can be oppressive. Meldrick can be oppressive. A mashy Meldrick can be oppressive. I don't know if I would put him over Nickel. Meldrick has 100 toughness and he can still mash you. Kobe does not have 100 toughness, but he hits a little bit harder. So I feel like when he's mashing, it's a little bit more threatening, but he can do it for longer. Meldrick is kind of, he actually can fight with Tyson, because I think he also has a form of peekaboo, or when you go and check his stance, it's listed as peekaboo, even though in the actual fight it looks different. And then he has the cross block. I don't really, like I said, with the blocking, I really don't know if the one that you pick makes that much of a difference, at least not in this division or this game mode. But he does have that, and he does play pretty solid defense, and he can still mash too to come forward. So he's got an 85 strength, 100 toughness, and 97 conditioning. So he's not that strong, but he can mash. And honestly, like, you're not really doing damage, so most of your damage is just gonna come off you just kind of pressing buttons. If it was like lightweights where you take a lot more damage, especially off being countered, then it'd be a different story. Like, the strength would make more of a difference, but because it doesn't really work like that, it's better to just be able to mash and have toughness and endurance. Yeah, we're gonna keep him here right now. I think that's a good spot. Raul Castillo. He is the third weakest character in the entire game. Trash tier. But I think he does have like 100 conditioning and endurance. So he can mash theoretically, but you have no strength. So even if you're pressing buttons, like, what are we doing here? Yeah, trash. Rocky. Rocky Marciano S tier. He actually, I think he wins the matchup against Tyson. He basically doesn't gas out and hits like Tyson. So basically he's like the same character, just one's gonna get tired, one isn't. Even though he's 188, he does not lose on cards because his weight. Hits stupid hard for no reason. Like, Rocky is probably one of the other characters that, like, is actually going to drop you if he hits you, whether it be a one shot or a flash. And he can do this thing where, the thing about Rocky and Tyson is, Tyson, you're gonna miss most of your punches while he's mashing you. Rocky, you're gonna hit him while he's mashing you, but it's just not gonna matter. So I think, honestly, on another person's tier list, they might put him over Tyson, even though I think most of us, nobody's gonna really do that, only because Tyson carries so hard. But this guy also is a carry machine. This guy is a carry machine. But I think right here is pretty solid. Yeah, we're gonna keep him here for now. Roy Jones is low-key a scrub in this division. Honestly, if I see somebody pick up Roy, I automatically just assume they're a new player or they're trolling. Because if you used him and you played him in heavyweight, you know not to pick up Roy Jones. He cooks these guys though. Kauzai. He loses to Kauzai, I'm not gonna lie. He still has this thing where he'll whiff a lot of punches. So even if you get like a sidestep and counter, you try to throw a hook, he'll whiff the hook, and so you end up just wasting the counter. And then you can get whiff countered on top of it because he missed the punch that he should have landed. So along with having accuracy issues, he's little for a heavyweight. He can speed blitz certain people, like if you're fighting Butterbean or like Foreman, yeah. But against like good characters, yeah, Jones not built for heavyweights, not in this game. Sonny Liston. Sonny has the longest reach in the game, so you would assume that if he hits you with a straight, he would drop you immediately, but that is not how he works. He can play kind of campy, but if you're trying to camp against campy characters like a Klitschko or like a young Foreman, you're probably not gonna win that matchup. Honestly, I don't even think he can camp with like Holyfield, really. Sonny has a 20 straight and then a 93 strength, 81 speed. But honestly, you're not really gonna feel, you don't really feel him having a 20 straight, especially since he's not that fast. And heavyweights reach really doesn't matter because it's not like you're really taking off people's health. At least, and like I said, at least not in this game mode. I think it's different in OWC. But in this game mode, even if you got reach, like it's not. On some characters, it doesn't really make a difference. Like Liston is one of those characters where you don't really feel it, and especially with the characters that people play, you're just gonna get blitzed anyway. So it's really not gonna make that much of a difference. Ugh. Debatable. I might have to do some switches, but I'm gonna keep him here for now. Tommy Morrison, sleeper. He has some severe stamina issues, but if you don't gas out, he can be kind of, I'm not gonna say oppressive, but he can get on he can get on your ass. We can put him in D. Yeah, I think that's decent. He hits hard. Ali has his days. Sometimes he can actually hit you stupidly hard too, even though I think he has an 86 strength. Not that strong, but he hits. Sometimes he hits like he's a lot stronger than he is. He also has the 100 speed, and he's actually pretty mobile, and he tends to regen stamina for things that you would want him to regen stamina for. Like for example, if you use a lot of step backs with him, more often than not, you'll get your stamina back because the game will consider you being effective. I think he got a 20 block, but his 20 block, he has a 20 block, and Dawson is, I think Dawson's is like a 16, but Dawson's defense is better than his. He's got good reach. I think he has an 80-inch reach. Only thing is with his punch package, he doesn't really stretch when he throws punches. Like for example, Hay and Pacquiao, they stretch when they throw punches. Ali, I feel like he throws his punches kind of short. So even though he does have like an 80-inch reach, he's not really outreaching people like that unless they really have like a disadvantage in the reach department. Not giving Ali 100 toughness is crazy to me, but I guess what they were going for with toughness in this game is basically like your ability to mash through punches. Like it affects how much damage you take, but I think it's more so like if you're throwing a combination or somebody else, like if you guys are colliding and you get hit with a punch, are you gonna stop punching? But even that stat I find rather inconsistent, so I don't know. He's a high skill character. Last one, Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir is I at best. His chin is stupid low. I think he has like a 12 in a division where people are just mashing you. He does have the Klitschko punch packages, which is like the best one for combining punches overall. But he's not, I think his speed, he's a 92 speed, but he doesn't feel like blindingly fast. But he gasses out too. He's another one of those guys where if somebody blitzes you, you're gonna gas out, and it's not gonna go well for you towards the end of the fight. I mean, you can camp with him. He's got a nice jab. I think his jab is a 19. They didn't even give him a 20. But I think he does have a 20 straight, even though he should have a 20 jab, but that's neither here or there. His straight does something weird where it's like if you're at a certain distance, he'll throw it and kind of like fall over the punch and like lean down, and a lot of times he can miss this punch a lot and leaves him very vulnerable. But if you're just throwing the normal ones like without the power punch modifier, I think it's one of the longer reaching straight animations. Like that jab covers ground. Yeah, I can't really put him too much higher. So let's see, revisions. First, I don't really see too many people that I would move like that. I think Lennox can beat Kazahi, but Jones can beat Lennox, but he doesn't beat Kazahi. Lennox, Jones, not that good though. He's the sorriest 94 in the game. 93 in this division. Vitaly, not gonna lie. I think Vitaly might be. I'd rather fight a bishop in heavyweights than I would fight Vitaly. I think Vitaly takes A, top A. I feel like most people that use this character just aren't good with him, honestly. And most people just want to sit around on the outside of the ring and just run around until and throw a couple jabs until the round is over. Like a lot of people don't really space punches like that, or know how to really like hold distance or stay at a distance where they can still kind of like fight from. Fighting Ali feels like you're fighting someone that you can beat. It's not better than Bishop. Honestly, I don't even think he's over Klitschko. Roger can compete against the top guys. Yeah, I might have to move Meldrick up. I'm more confident in Meldrick versus Tyson than I am in Ali versus Tyson. That toughness makes a difference. Out of this three, I think Jack is probably the best. But is he more oppressive than Dawson with stupid blocking? He's another one of these people who can randomly just obliterate your health bar. But I think he's more consistent than Lewis. Let me know what you guys think. I'm actually very curious to know what people think about these tier lists, because I don't like, are we all playing the same game? Are we feeling the same thing? Let me know in the comments section. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.